CEO, wanna change your life? Come see me, yo. I'ma teach you how to build up wealth for your family, not just for yourself. I'm a bestseller, a house flipper, a businesswoman, a go-getter, a big investor, a gold builder that could teach you to get richer like millions, baby. You really about to fill your savings. You about to have multiple streams to impact your children, baby. Let me teach you to get your credit on track in the long run. You'll make it all back at Catalyst and watch it all psychology black-owned firm, but we ain't all black.
What up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your girl, Constance Carter, and we about to have a whole discussion. So, as you come in here, get comfortable because we about to talk about some stuff that I've been seeing all over the internet, all over these internet streets. My kids hate when I say that. All over these internet streets. How you doing? When you come in, I want you to put in the comments where you're from. What's up, Linda Armstrong? How are you today? Put in the comments where you are, you're watching from, because I know we have people that watch from all over the world. I'm seeing y'all, hundreds and hundreds of you guys are coming in right now. We're on about eight different platforms. So I so want to hear from you, and I so want to hear your opinion on this, because Dr. B talked about it. Dr. Boyce talked about it yesterday, this whole 50-50 thing, this whole 50-50 notion of what's been going on lately. And I've been seeing it all over. I think with the uprising of Kevin Samuels, there's been a lot of battle of the sexes type situations going on. And we've been hearing a lot of varying opinions on things that men should be doing and women should be doing. And you ain't got this because you ain't doing that. And if you a woman and you have a certain age and you ain't got a man and you ain't worth shit and all that kind of shit, right? And so I want to actually have a dialogue, a discussion. Every time I come on here, this is a dialogue and not a monologue. So I want you to talk back to me. But before we even get started, I want to make sure that you are subscribing to the Fly Nubian Queen. I want to make sure that you are subscribing to Constance Carter on YouTube at CC the CEO, because I'm always have some good shit for you. And I want to make sure that you're following me on Instagram and Facebook at I am Constance Carter. I see Wale from Bolton, Great Britain. And I love it that you guys be viewing from all over the world. Yes. I see Miss Edna from Wisconsin. What's happening? Linda is from Dallas, Texas. Who is this? Tasha Lady D is from the Bronx, but she lives in Abu Dhabi. See, this is what I'm talking about, from all over the world. Shalom, Queen. Yes. Who else? Oh, I see Jeannie. Is that Jeannie from New Orleans? Yes, from New Orleans. Oh, okay. And what's up? Okay. All right, y'all. So let's get into it. My daughter's getting ready to join me in a minute. She's trying to get ready. But there's this whole debate online about who should pay for what. And I want to get your opinion, because this is extremely important. I think in today's climate where you have, women are making more, they're earning more, they're doing more outside of the household. And there's this whole thing about 50-50. What's up, Lamont from Philly? What's up? And then Tyrone from Lufkin, Kanisha from Louisiana. All right, shout out. So do you think, let me ask you this first. Do you think that this whole modern day woman, this whole equal rights woman has ruined women to really operate inside their femininity? Because women have fought for these equal rights, and they fought to work outside the household. They want to be alongside men. They want to fight in wars. They want to be police officers and firefighters and all of these other things. Do you think, and I'm asking you your opinion, so this is actually a real question, it's not rhetorical, I want to know, do you think women of the past may have ruined it for women of today who want to kind of operate in their feminine side or live the soft life? Or do you think that was necessary where we are today? So I'm interested in knowing from you guys, what do you think about, the whole women's liberation movement and how it's changed the landscape of how families interact today? Do you think it's ruined it, or do you think it was helpful for it? So has that ruined it, or was it helpful? Because some say it was. And then, you had this whole generation, especially from the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, of women really working outside the household and really, fighting for equal pay and all that stuff. Did it ruin it? Have you seen that this women's liberation has ruined it for the family dynamic? Because you have some men that say, no, I want my woman to work outside the house. I want my woman to pay 50-50. So there's a whole question. I seen a question that says, if she makes $300,000 and he makes $50,000, is it still 50-50? Does he still pay all the bills? Because you have those traditional men that are like, no, my woman can't pay no bills. So Top of the line said it was strategic up till today. What do you mean by that, top of the line, Tony? It was strategic up till today. So are you saying that it's still strategic? Are you saying that people are still separating the households? Do you think it's hit Black households more than it's hit other households? So are we suffering from this whole women's liberation more than anybody else? What are your thoughts about that? I think that I'll tell you my thoughts. I just want to hear from you guys first. What are your thoughts about that? Let me look at the comments. Y'all, come on, pour the comments in. And while you're doing that, I want you to hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Share, like. Okay, Linda said it ruined us. The man would still be in the house and not in prison or feeling less than a woman. So do you think that men feel less than women because they're not making as much as women are? I want to ask you that. So if women are working outside the house and men are not making as much, are men feeling emasculated because they're not making as much? Does your ability to make more as a woman, does that emasculate a man? Does a man not feel good about himself because their woman makes more? Kanisha said it depends on the people. You have to do what works in your household. I agree. I think you do got to do what works in your household. And it depends on your pay grade, right? Yesterday, I posted on my page and it got, some good amount of traction, and it was T.I. T.I. said, I'm looking for it right now. T.I. said that Tiny is not allowed to pay any bills, no matter how much money she's making. Tiny is not allowed to pay any bills, no matter how much money she's making. And so Dr. Boyce Watkins said on my page, well, don't listen to T.I. because he's a rich man. And so so we're basing our lives based upon what a rich man has to say. But on the other hand, you got Tyler Perry basically saying that as long as a man is paying that light bill, that women should be satisfied with that. As long as a man is contributing to the light bill, we should just be satisfied with anything. What is your thoughts around that? Is it enough for a man to just be paying a light bill? Or do you want a man that pays for everything? Or is there like some kind of equal middle? It's funny because I was having let me see. So top of the line, Tony said, definitely the Moors of this country must first know who we are as a people. Alyssa said that means she's saving. It's funny because I was having a conversation with my kids earlier today. I have 4 kids, 3 boys and a girl. And my 3 boys, I have one that's in college, and then I have 2 that are, one's 15, one's 17, and my daughter, she's 24. She's getting ready to join us. But my 2 sons that are here, I raised them all to be gentlemen. I raised them to be respectful. I raised them to open doors for women. I raised them to be that. But what they saw inside our household was very non-traditional. I was the breadwinner. I was the one that made all the money, and their dad was the one that stayed home. And so, but I was not the one that was in control of the house. So for us, the money did not mean that I was the one who was I was the head of the household. Right. So he was in charge of the household. They listened to him more than they listened to me. Like he was that person in the house. But I was the one that made all the money. I probably had more control of the money per se, because I was the one that was not only making it, but I was managing the money. And that was not my choice. However, I asked my boys today, what do you think? Would you want to go 50-50 with your wife? And I was thinking, because in this climate, most people are going 50-50. That's just the reality of today. My boys said no. I said, well, what do you mean? They were like, no, I wouldn't go 50-50. I'm the man. I make the money. And she can use her money for whatever. And I'm like, really? They're like, yeah. I said, well, that's not what you seen growing up. Why do you want to do, why do you want to do that? Because I would think, again, I contribute, she contributes, it's everything. Everybody's working together harmoniously. But they're like, no, I don't want my woman to be working. I want her to take care of the household. These are 15 and 17-year-olds. And I want to be the one out there making the money. And I said, well, that's kind of different. And they was like, well, our house was different. And, y'all not together today. So, but they just, I guess inherently as men, I guess, because this is not what they were taught. They were taught. It wasn't that we told them that, a woman should take care of them, but that's what they seen. They seen me taking care of the household financially. So you would assume that because this is how they grew up, they would automatically follow in that footsteps, or they wouldn't think anything is wrong with it. But for them, they're like, absolutely not. I want to be one to take care of my household.
Party is here.
Oh Lord. Okay, here comes my daughter.
The party is here.
So my daughter is here, and I was just sharing with them. You have something on your face. Yeah, what lotion? I was just sharing with them that we just had a discussion earlier with your brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And I was saying to them, I was asking all of you guys, what do you guys think about staying home, and what your brother said? What do you think about that? The fact that your brother said that they would not stay home, that they don't even want their women to contribute. They're like, we want to do it, but we just want her to have her. Kyra said she can use her money for whatever she want to use it for. I'm gonna take care of everything. But that's not what they saw in the household. So that's kind of, it's kind of different, right? What do you think about that?
I think it's because like the day and age of social media, because we see this a lot on TikTok where positive influence, that's all people talk about now on TikTok, is that
in their age too?
Mm-hmm. Well, it shows up on people on your For You page, on their algorithm.
Okay.
So it's like, I feel like that exposure gives them a different side of how different people's realities are. So,
but y'all didn't grow up like that.
Exactly. It takes because, like, for example, when I was in college, like it took having different exposure to like make you realize like certain things aren't normal.
What's not normal about us?
I mean, the whole dynamic of, my mother was the breadwinner, my dad was a stay-at-home dad. That's not a normal, that's not a normal situation for most people, like, at all. So it's just like, I never, like, as a girl, as a woman, I never really grew up in a situation where the woman is put on the pedestal. We have to work type thing. I've always been like an alpha female type of mindset, which isn't a bad thing. It gives me ambition, but also, like, with that, I didn't get to really see what I think is the ideal role model for a male, and what I should have as a male role model in my life. And it kind of went into my dating life as well, and that's why I chose the wrong people. But it's all the exposure. I said all that to say it's the exposure that they have on social media. Social media gives you that exposure. Even like different experiences give you that exposure to let you know like that certain things aren't normal. Like there's different.
What is normal though? Because there is no normal. There is no, like, everybody is dysfunctional in some way. Like there is no normal.
Yeah, that is true.
So do you feel like because I worked outside of the house and I was the breadwinner, that somehow discounted my femininity? Do you feel like I operated in my masculinity or my masculine energy a lot?
I don't think it discounted your femininity. It's just you had no other choice but to be operating your masculine. But I don't think it like, what's the word that you just used?
Discounted my
I don't think it discounted your femininity.
Okay.
Like,
how'd that make you feel though? Like now that you look back at it and you see the dynamic of how you were raised, and I'm not saying that, say anything negative or anything like that. But how did it, like, for you, how did it make you look at like how you grew up?
Like in what aspect?
I'm just saying just the dynamic of the woman making the money, and it wasn't a 50-50 thing in our household because I made 100% of the money. So how you looking back at that now, how do you look at that? How does that make you, what do you think about that? How you were raised?
I think how I was raised, there's a benefit to how I was raised. I feel like, because as a woman, seeing an ambitious woman, like having a bit ambitious woman like you as my mother, it taught me really how to be a woman. But I also feel like I didn't really get to see what what it is to operate in your femininity that much. Like there wasn't really a much softer version of you because you were always just grinding, operating in your masculine. So it was like that part, like ambition, career, all that type of stuff. You're the greatest role model for. But as far as like learning how to be feminine and soft and all that type of stuff,
it's mama hard.
Yeah, tattoo tears.
Tattoo tears. I'm a thug. Yeah. No, I get it. I mean, if I had to do things over, I probably would do things a lot different. I always prided myself in, as a mother, trying to be like, I know I didn't have all the time because I traveled a lot, and I was speaking and I was working, and I'm, first one in, last one out, trying to build this empire. And so I didn't have a lot of quantity time, but I made sure that the little time I had, we had quality time. Like I made sure that, if we only had 25%, we spent 100%, or it was 100% quality time of that 50% of that 25%. So I was intentional about that, but I lost a lot of time. You guys grew up so fast, especially the older ones. You guys grew up so fast, and I was like, dang, I wish I could have spent more time, but I was very cognizant of the time that I did spend and making sure it counted. But I would do things a lot differently, if I had to do life over, but you only live one time. So I don't have any regrets. There's no losses, only lessons. But as a woman, I wish I could have been there to nurture them more. I wish I could have been there to shower them with more feminine energy, and then let that masculine energy kind of be the exclamation on, the feminine energy. But actually, you guys were probably more exposed to the masculine energy rather than the feminine energy, because he was home with you guys all day, right? Not he. Well, you guys were at school.
I want to say something, but I can't.
No, go ahead.
No,
go ahead. I give you permission.
It's not about you, though. You already know who I'm about to talk about. So I don't even want to say it, because I was basically about to say, I don't think that was true masculine energy. There was some feminine in there.
So I want to talk about... So, there is. Hold on.
This took a detour.
So there is a conversation with two men about, the difference between like a masculine and this whole 50-50 thing. And so I want to get you guys' opinion on this, because this was a great conversation that I think sparked a lot of dialogue on the internet, and then we'll discuss it.
And you talking about, I'm not a man if I'm going 50-50 with my woman. It's hard, brother. You sitting up here, your nice house, your nice jewelry, nice cars. Oh yeah, man, you gotta do 100%. How? How, brother? If I'm making $14 an hour, what you expect? You still on there. Oh yeah, man, 100%. You're not a man. You're not a man. How? I'm still working. I'm still providing, right? So what makes me not a man? Because I'm going 50-50 with my woman.
And brother, I applaud you, because I understand that it is hard out here, but we are men, so we have to go harder. I'm not saying or trying to speak down to you, my brother, by any means necessary. I'm not. But I want you to be reminded of something that our fathers didn't teach us, that we must go hard, and that we shouldn't get into a relationship with a woman until we have direction.
But who are you to say that?
A person that cares, a person that loves you, a person that's been in your shoes and understands how it feels when we can't give our family what they truly deserve. We have to go hard. Now, give me one moment. I've been in your shoes. And when I was in your shoes, I stayed in my lane. I lived where I lived. My woman didn't work. She nurtured to the children till I got this. And I'm trying to give you the cheat code. Do what you need to do so you can feed your woman, and while she's nurturing the children, she can also nurture your dreams and your goals. Now you can be successful. Now you don't have to say, I'm working for $15. Now you can say, I got employees that I'm paying that's working for me for $15. I'm trying to elevate you, but men get so caught up in their emotions and their pride, and the first thing you want to do is feel attacked. Get the wisdom.
This is coming from a rich man.
But right now you're acting triggered. But right now you're
But this is coming from a rich man.
How did I get here?
Yeah.
But how did I give you? And I'm giving you the steps. This is, if you put down your ego, if you put down your pride, brother, am I saying anything wrong? I'm saying men should be men.
But you saying we not men. You saying we not men.
Brother, any man that makes an excuse can't be a man completely. You can be a male. A man comes with responsibilities, and it's hard. To be a man, it's hard, brother. It's not easy. That's why the respect you want from your woman that you don't get, I get from mine.
My woman respect me.
Hold on.
My woman respect me.
You think she respects
My
you?
woman respect me.
You think she respects you?
Brother.
You think she has she ever raised her voice at you?
No.
Does she cook for you every night,
Of
brother?
course.
So she respects you, cooks for you every night. Does she clean the house?
Of course.
She cleans the house, and you got her working 16 hours a day. That sounds like slavery.
No, it's not.
Brother, you got her cooking every night.
I don't have her doing anything. She does it because she wants to. We in the trenches together.
The trenches together?
That's what we in.
Brother, do you know anything about emotional abuse?
Explain it.
Emotional abuse is when you pour all your hurt and pain onto a woman, and just because you can't see her scars, you think it's okay. If I had a conversation with your woman, she'll probably start crying. They tired. They not built to go through what they going through with you. She didn't choose you to struggle.
But again, who are you to say that?
Brother, a brother that loves you. And again, I'm trying to give you the cheat code. If you put yourself in a position, right, you work. If you have to get 2 jobs, you grind, allow your woman to do what she does in the home.
Woo! What y'all think about that?
Man, oh man.
I mean, that was like, this man was stepping on toes. And dude, for me, he wasn't even listening. He was like very defensive. And just like somebody said, he planned on making $14 an hour for the rest of his life because he didn't set provisions. You know,
like what kind of job you got?
Here's my thing. When I first got married, so I was with my ex since I was 15. And we kind of like came up together. And we decided together that, hey, listen, you know, you quit your job, but it wasn't to quit the plan wasn't you quit your job and stay home. The plan was you quit your job, you have your real estate license, and then, you know, we're going to work as a team. That was the plan. It just kind of didn't happen that way. He just, I guess, really wasn't comfortable working in real estate. So the default was that he stayed home and took you guys to school and took you guys to practice and made sure dinner was cooked and all of that stuff, right? So that's what he did. Here's the thing that I had. So I was able to provide, and I didn't have a problem with that. The thing was, in 2009, I filed bankruptcy. And when I filed bankruptcy, we were struggling financially. And so when I asked him to step up and help, he wouldn't. His response was, well, you told me to quit my job. And it's like, I told you to quit your job 10 years ago.
Okay.
I told you to quit your job 10 years ago. And like now I need help. And so when it came time to, so I could, if he could say, you told me to quit my job, which I did. I asked him to quit his job so that we can work together inside the business, but he never worked inside the business. But when I needed him to step up, he didn't. And that was a problem. It was a problem because I needed help and I didn't have the help that I needed. And I had to I filed bankruptcy. Nobody filed bankruptcy except for me. And so that is a problem, you know. Whatever works for that household, right? But I think also when a man isn't making any money, I think he feels emasculated because I feel like, but I don't know because I'm not that other person, but I feel like I did a really good job in making him feel empowered, that he was a part of everything that he contributed in a meaningful way, because I did tell him that. And I'm pretty good about doing that with people and letting them know, you know, that how I appreciate them. Right. I think what that did also, though, is it also made him feel empowered and entitled.
Exactly. I'm letting you go
ahead. I don't need your ad-libs.
I'm letting you speak.
You cannot.
I'm letting you speak. Who said this was my father? This could be another man.
Another husband I had.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But I think that, so what it did is when it came time for us to, you know, separate, he was really feeling like he really did a lot. And so it
turned to delusion. Go ahead.
So that's also the dichotomy. That's all the dichotomy with that. So as long as for me, it worked in some aspect because I was able to make the money, so I wasn't bothered. But then at the same time, like when you look at it, you want a partner, you want somebody, you want to be in this together. You don't want to have to always try to
You want
figure it
somebody to rub
out.
your feet. You don't want to be like, why isn't my feet rubbed?
Shut up.
What?
I'm saying
there's a difference between a boy and a man. A man would be like, you want your feet rubbed? Okay, I'll rub your feet, babe. A boy would be like, okay, what about my feet? When am I gonna get my feet rubbed? Like that's what that man sounded like.
Yeah, that's what he sounded like.
That's exactly what he sounded like.
I'm just saying, like, if you're the woman, and if you're the breadwinner, you want a partner. You want somebody that's gonna ride with you, that's gonna be in the trenches with you. And it's just really tough when you're like going up the hill and you're pulling everything by yourself, and you're going up this hill and you have nobody to help carry the load. And that's what I felt like a good portion of your childhood. I mean, I'm just being transparent. That's what I felt like. I felt like I was carrying this big load by myself. And I felt like I was on some roller skates and I had the world, and I was on one roller skate and I was trying to balance everything.
Imagine that happening and then your partner just snoring. That's why I want a man. A boy would snore while their wife got their whole world on their shoulders. Honestly, that's a lot. But the thing is, okay, what do you think about? Because what they said, what the guy actually said, if you see the full interview, he actually said the reason why those men, or like the men that he was talking to, was because those type of men are raised by their mothers, and their mothers never really had a good example of what a strong father or a strong male figure should be in their lives. So it's enabling these men to be this way, but then it's a cycle because there wasn't that strong male figure in their life to begin with. Yeah. So it's just like a constant cycle of toxicity and emotional trauma and all that type of stuff. And that's just why. But we also have hundreds of years of trauma as Black people as well. So that also contributes into our DNA. It's in our DNA to be traumatized.
But I was just saying to you guys today, like, I feel like for me, because I have boys, I have 3 boys, and one of them is an adult, but you never stop raising your kids, right? I'm still raising my 24-year-old daughter. But I feel like, because
now everybody gonna think I'm a bum. You ain't got to say how old I am.
No, I didn't say you was a bum. I'm saying as a mom.
But you still gotta raise me. Like, they don't think I'm slow.
I'm saying, like, I'm your mom. When you're 40, I'm gonna still be raising you, in my opinion. Okay. It's like you're gonna always raise your kids crazy. But anyway, this girl's crazy. But anyway, what I was saying was, me being a single mom now, and my kids not having that masculine, that balance of the masculine versus feminine thing, and that also worries me, concerns me, because I'm not a man and I don't have the ability to be a man, and I'm their mom. And although I try to put in some things in place, at the end of the day, I'm not a man. I'm just their mom. And so that also, like, for me, it concerns me as they go out into the world. I want to make sure they're strong enough, and they're not soft, and they're not, and that they're being men, and that they're taking care of business. I showed them how to be gentlemen. I showed them how to be chivalrous. I showed them all of those things. But what about, that masculine thing?
But the strong man also comes from a man who rises above his circumstances. So it's like certain men, like, you just gotta be sick and tired of being sick and tired type thing. Like I know people who've been raised by their mothers, but they're great men because what the heck? Somebody calling me. But they ended up turning into great men because they decided that they don't want to repeat that trauma. They don't want to be that, but their dad wasn't in their life. So but they want to be in their kids' life because they don't want to repeat that trauma. So yeah.
She said, was your husband masculine? Is he still in their life?
I don't think masculinity kind of means if they're still in their life.
No, those are 2 different questions. So you might want to answer that.
You know how I feel.
Go ahead. Was your dad masculine?
Masculine in what way?
What she said, was he masculine? Yes or no? He's a man. Okay. Is he in their life?
Is he in my life when he wants to be?
What does that mean?
When he wants to meet. So if he wants to talk to me once a month, I will hear from him once a month. If he wants to talk to me every 6 months, I will hear from him every 6 months. It's whenever he wants to be. And then it's like the phone goes both ways. How the phone go both ways if you don't answer the phone? But I digress. I'm just being the bigger person. Just being the bigger person.
But he's in their lives more so.
Oh, absolutely. He's in the boys. I think he just he thinks like I'm your job type, or you're my, or whatever. So he ain't got to worry about me.
So as far as the boys though, I mean, like, you know, in terms of like day to day, no, he calls them probably once a week or something like
probably
that.
Every day.
No, he don't call them every day.
He call him every day.
You think so?
A couple times a week.
Yeah.
I hear from him every 6 months. Anyway, was your husband masculine? I think I answered that. Facts do the work be different. It's all cap. You will pay all the women's bills, and she goes out and cheats on you. You've been hurt before. You've been hurt before.
But check this out. What if you paying all the bills as the woman, and then your husband ain't got nothing to do all day, and he cheating?
Well. What's that Law and Order theme song? Don't.
I'm just saying, you working. You go to work from 6 a.m. to 10 o'clock at night, and you try to provide for your family, and they ain't got nothing to do.
And they be in the gym 6 hours a day.
Shut up. You don't get to talk. Oh my God, I'm deleting this.
Deleting this. Oh my God.
I'm
not saying to doing nothing. Don't have me on this call act like I'm doing. Who is this number?
If he don't call you, let's be real, you're gonna be sleeping with another man. You're not gonna be sitting back waiting. If he don't call me, she talking about daddy. We not talking about daddy. No, so like for me,
what are you talking about?
I don't know. I'm thrown off because this conversation wasn't meant to be talked about me.
If you don't call, I wasn't talking about a man or a boyfriend. I was talking about my own father. That's funny. We've been traumatized. It's not right. Let's go up to these top comments because
so
the bottom comments are a little messy. He's speaking facts. That brother don't want to be what? He's speaking facts. Oh, it's about that video. He's speaking facts. That brother don't want to be cut in order to heal and learn.
You know what? Look, go to his next comment from Lamont. Everything isn't for everybody, and everybody's households and lifestyles are all different, you know. And so that's the thing that we have to understand. It depends on, you know, it depends on where you at. Here's the thing for me, because if we talk about like going forward, what would I do in my 40s that are different? I would definitely approach the relationship differently in terms of I wouldn't try to take on the responsibility of the man. Somebody talked about women want to make all the money so that they can control the situation. No, I don't think so. Nobody wants to work that hard by themselves.
Who wants to work?
I would say for me, I try to take the path of least resistance. And so it's like, okay, you know what? I know how to make money. I still know how to make money. I just got to go and do what I got to do in order to make it happen.
froze. Somebody said y'all froze. Oh, he said we froze, so that's why he didn't hear like what I was saying about. That's why he thought I was talking about a man and not my dad. That's probably.
Oh, okay. So, you know, at the end of the day, you know, for me, I would probably do things differently. Because for me, listen, I make a good amount of money, and a lot of men don't make as much money as I do. That's not a requirement for me. They don't have to make more money than me at this stage in the game. Like, you know, so if somebody can contribute and we're like, that's, you know, we working together for a common goal.
No woman wants to do manual labor.
That's good. Yeah. But for me, I don't want to be having to do all the work, and nobody does. And I guess the point that man was making on that video though, is he's like, dang, your woman got to work 16 hours and she got to come home and cook and she got to clean up and, you know, she got to do all this stuff. That's slavery. Because no, we in the trenches together. Don't nobody want to be in them kind of trenches. So that means you go to work and you come home and you chilling.
You don't need to be in a relationship, sir.
Yeah, I got to go to work, come home, cook dinner, and do all this other stuff. And, you know, and it's for me, like, y'all, you know, we had housekeeper and landscapers and pool people. So it's not like, you know, somebody was actually at home keeping the house while I was at work. They had a pretty soft life. Well, they was going to the gym, for, and taking naps and, whatever else. Like, we got to have some equal contribution. And that's what I would do differently. But I was so focused on, let me get this money. I want to provide these nice things for these kids. I want to provide these experiences for these kids. And so I overlooked a lot.
You know what we got to stop doing? We got to stop making excuses for our actions.
You mean this one right here?
Yeah, we have to. We have to. Women have more of this. Men have more of this. I'm talking to both sides, women and men. We need to stop making excuses to why we are like why things are happening. You're becoming a victim. You be a victor.
So do you want a man to pay? Do you want to do 50-50 or do you think a man should pay all your bills?
First of all, a man, my husband should.
Your husband should pay all the bills?
My husband.
What if you making $1 million and he making 50,000?
I'm not going to. Okay. First of all, if I'm making $1 million and he's making 50,000, he probably gonna only making that when we first met. Because if we're by that time, if we're married, we're gonna be together, and by that time, he's gonna make way more than $50,000. I'm not marrying him like with $50,000, like because, like I said in the previous live, like when a man has the right woman, they're not gonna make they're not gonna make little for long, especially with me.
So you gotta build them up. Okay, so
but you gotta have that, like he can't just expect me to just build him up, like come in my life. Oh, I heard you're gonna build me up. No, I have to. No, we're not doing that type of thing. We have to date, court. I can see the type of man you are by your ambition to how you court me, and if you court me correctly, I can help build you up. For sure. They're not, those type of people aren't gonna make $50,000 for long.
Yeah. I always I always,
and if a good man making $50,000 and his wife's still making more than him, he's still not gonna let his wife pay. Like, I think that's a good man. Okay. Because he's gonna support his wife no matter what.
I got married at such a young age. I was,
she had one boyfriend her whole life. I had dating experience, so that's why it makes it seem like I'm like more of the guru than her.
But even even when I was married, when you were little, I was telling you don't do what we did, because I want you to kind of experience more and have get more, be more well-rounded before you make that you settle down, because I feel like I didn't explore enough. I didn't see what was out there. I didn't understand myself. I want you to learn yourself. At 47 years old, I feel like I know myself now, so I can, I know what I want. I probably would make different decisions today than I did when I was 23. I think we all would, right? We all would make different decisions. But
I would make better decisions now than I did yesterday. Not even this age.
Yeah. I mean, as we grow, right? Mm-hmm. So I think we just learn as we go. But in terms of dating, like the whole 50-50 thing, for her, it's important that a man makes more. The man pays all the bills, or her husband pays all the bills. For me, at this stage of my life,
when you're dating, I don't expect you to pay my bills all of a sudden. We're moving in. There's no ring on the finger. You're just playing house at this point. We ain't playing no house.
For me, not necessarily. I'm not really tripping off of a man paying all the bills. First of all, let me tell you this right now. So any man who hears this, who I end up dating, or if I court, or if you court me or whatever, this is what you're gonna realize. Because I'm divorced. Initially, I never wanted to get married again. Now I'm open. I'm open to getting married again one day. However, for me, whoever I get with, they already have to come to the table with whatever it is that they have, because at the end of my life, my stuff is going to my kids. Their stuff could go to their kids. But and then, if we happen to build some things, because I was first thinking, I'm old, if they don't got nothing now, whatever. But if we build something together, then we build it together. But what I've already got, that's going to my kids. So, there's no ain't no issue, ain't no thing where, you're going to take my money or I'm going to take your money. We both come together, and what's mine is my kids, and what's yours is your kids. And I'm going to love your kids, and I'm going to be there for your kids. But my shit, I've worked hard for my stuff, and that stuff is going to my kids, period. But we can work together, and we can both pay the bills, and we can both have a dope ass life, and we can travel the world, and we can do all these amazing things. I would love that. So I don't trip off the whole 50-50 thing. That's not a thing for me.
Absolutely.
Top of the.
So I said daughters Daughters need their fathers as well. That's
Rodney
true.
said, I'm sorry.
No, that's what we're talking about.
He said,
I'm sorry.
I got my
Okay.
own bills.
That's why people said goodbye, Rodney.
Goodbye, Rodney. Okay, let's see. Women have more personality. I can only see that. Let me see.
Women,
Women have more personality. Okay, go down here. I can only see that being in the beginning of dating relationship, but it cannot remain the same for long. I couldn't have my woman working all kind of hours.
Come on, woo!
How did that? But okay, so you over there clapping, but how'd that make you feel about me working all those hours, or how'd that make you feel about him seeing me going out doing all the work? Because let me tell you this.
You see how you know our relationship.
So let me tell you,
You know I never like that type of stuff. You know how I view him.
when she became a teenager, we were married. She started to kind of see things a little bit differently.
Things started to click a little bit.
And so he would say certain things like, you know, and she'd be like, that's my mama's money or whatever. And I would have to tell her, Kai, this is our money. This is me.
Mine. I own this. I own you. I'm like, but in school we learned that is only yours if you work for it. So if you're not working, I don't get how it's yours. I mean, we learned it in school, even at church.
Well, I would say it was ours. He would say it was mine, but she'd be like his mom. So how was that? And I would,
that made me grow up. That'd be very confused because a lot of contradictions. I'm like, what? You know
that thing where the math,
the math ain't
the math ain't math.
Yeah, I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, and so they would have these discussions, and honestly, when they had these discussions, I would step myself out of it and allow them to have the discussions. I didn't get involved in that piece, but she would have those discussions. So so when you looked at him, you were like, because I used to tell him, that ain't your money.
Yeah, Rodney, you can have a woman of your earning potential. Yeah, you need to get every woman.
Look what Dimitri said.
So he wasn't doing. Hey. We're not shaming anybody.
After you shamed somebody.
What? No, go ahead. Talk about what you're talking about.
That's basically what you said, Kyle.
Okay. Nothing. Okay, maybe if people are married, then we can make our money work together. But if we single, I'm not paying her bill. I don't expect you to pay anybody bill when they single.
You shouldn't pay a woman's bill if she isn't your
wife. You should
wife.
not be doing
that
what
part. This is what I tell my kids, and that's what my boys said. They're like, but look, when she becomes my wife, I'm taking care of the bills. I think that's
Absolutely.
So dope for the boys to think that.
But you should, when y'all dating, y'all should pay for dates.
Absolutely,
because you are dating. But as far as bills, you're married.
He's responsible for showing you he can protect and provide. Part of the provisions is 100% of covering the bills. If he cannot do this, he is not suitable for marriage. Here's the thing about marriage, and this is what I learned. You know, it's funny too, but I learned in marriage counseling, women need 3 things. Women need protection, women need provision, security, and women need love.
Holly.
And you know, if you're not protecting, you're not providing, and you're not loving, you can't have one.
Then what are you doing?
Or you can't have 2 and not have the other one.
Thank you.
So we need to have all 3 of them. And then men need to feel respected.
Yeah.
And so are they feeling respected? I tried to respect. I mean, I did respect. I just think that he didn't feel respected just because of
it's insecurities that he has within himself.
But at the same time, he ain't doing the change insecurities. That's the thing about it. It's like,
yeah, I think a lot of people expect things to happen. Like, for example, like they're gonna go like to Christians now. Like Christians that think, God's just gonna take care of it. God's just gonna. But also in the Bible, it says faith without works is dead.
Right.
So they're not putting in any work, but they just gonna expect the whole situation or whatever to blow over, or they're not even looking into the situation, wondering why God put them in that in the first place. They're trying to pray it away instead of, working through that situation God put you through. You got to do the work for you to be able to be healed. You can't expect these people to come save you.
Right.
So.
And that's the thing. It's like, you gotta put in she's basically saying you gotta put in the work. You can't be feeling a certain kind of way, but then you don't do nothing to change it. You Absolutely. Have to be willing to change whatever situation.
Said I'm gonna pull a Travis Kelce. You gotta pay some. I'm sorry. First of all,
who's Travis Kelce?
Travis Kelce, he's a football player. He plays for the Kansas City.
You know.
Because everybody on him now because he dating Taylor Swift. He used to date a black woman. He's white. He used to date a black woman. Now he dates Taylor Swift. And
yeah, that white guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So Taylor Swift makes 10 times more than him. So that's why everybody think like Travis Kelce is like.
Okay. Go to the next one. Roddy, I agree. I'm gonna pull a Travis. Okay. Roddy. Okay, go back.
Love your mom. Oh, thank you.
You love us.
Well said. Yes, maturity tends to assist us in making better
that part.
decisions.
So yeah, I would definitely make different decisions as a 47-year-old rather than a 23-year-old.
That man should be confident enough to tap into his feminine energy to clean, cooks, and
Tandem said, "I'm too ambitious." Go to Tandem. She said, "I am too ambitious to have to allow a woman to have that much earning power over me." Here's the thing, though: money don't mean power. Money doesn't mean power. Just because you that's what I really want to reiterate. I made the money. I did not have the power though. And it's so funny because people, y'all, I did an interview today on LinkedIn with Adea Mole. And he was saying, because he's the person who put on the TEDx that I did. I did a TEDx. And he goes, what I didn't know is that I thought, when I met you, I was like, oh, she's really an introvert. But then I learned she's an ambivert, right? And so what that means is when you see me in person, I'm actually very quiet. Out right here, or if I'm, speaking or whatever, I'm very boisterous and I'm out and I'm loud and doing all this stuff and I'm very animated, but that's not how I am. So everybody thinks when they see me, oh, she's the dominant one, she's domineering, she's this, she's that. But in actuality, in real life, if I'm with you, people will think, oh, she acting funny, she stuck up. And in reality, I'm very shy. So in my household, people thought, oh, she's the dominant one. She's the one running things. She's this. That's not how it was in my house. I wasn't around there like, y'all got, demanding and girl, tell her.
Yeah.
No, for real. Like I wasn't.
That is true.
I wasn't the one in the house that was out there just running stuff and y'all gonna do this and you go. No.
You started doing it now once.
Well, yeah, now I have to.
Yeah.
But I don't want to.
Yeah.
I promise you I don't want to, but now I have to do it. But after you worked all them long ass hours, you don't want to be coming home fussing and trying to do nothing. I'm trying to take the path of least resistance. I'm trying to just relax, go in my room and unwind. And so that's kind of what I did. And I allowed him to, run the household and tell us what to do and where we're going. And here's where we're going on vacation. And here's the things that we're doing. He did that stuff. So but people thought, oh, girl, I thought you was a dominant one. I thought you was running it. And so for me, just because I brought home the money, it doesn't mean that I was in control of everything. Money doesn't mean control. That's not what it means for me. Money is an important factor and it helps. And so I had to make all the decisions. That sucked. I had to think of everything. I had to figure everything out. That sucked because I would have loved to have a partner for that. But in terms of me having to figure out run the household, I didn't have to do that. I wasn't the one. I wasn't the head of the house at all. Money doesn't mean the head of the household for me. But it might mean that for you. Does that mean, was your husband? Because you should submit to your husband. Once you get married, you should submit to him. But is it because he makes the money or is it because it's the right thing to do? If you had a man that didn't make the money, would you submit to him? Be honest.
I don't think I would be with a man that don't make no money. Sprinkle. I don't think I would do that though. That's why I'm kind of like, oh.
Could you submit to a man that didn't make money? So does money equal power for you?
No, it don't equal power to me. But honestly, money, not having money says a lot about a person though. It's saying a lot about a person. How are you content without in the situation that you're in? It just means you're content, you're stagnant, you don't want to grow. Now it's just shoot, if you ain't make no money or whatever, now you don't want to do more things with me. Now you don't want to date. Now you don't want to, and we just stuck in the house watching Netflix. You don't want to do all that.
Yeah,
that's not fun.
Yeah,
no. That's why it's just and then these men talking that people just want women to settle, and somebody made a very good point. Somebody was the reason why women are on a different caliber than men now. Women are rising on the caliber than men because women are actively doing the work. We're actively doing the work to not even just like as far as money, just doing the work mentally, spiritually, everything. We're just trying to better ourselves. Meanwhile, men are just playing video games 6 hours a day. after work. And then what? And then they want, they're doing the same cycle over and over again. Going to work, brushing their teeth, washing their butt, going to sleep, whatever, repeating the cycle every day. They're not doing anything to elevate their mindset or their mind.
That's not all men.
I'm not okay. Not all. I didn't mean all, but most. It's most. Not all, but most for sure. Because think about it. Us women, we're always reading self-care books. We're always journaling. We're always doing so much stuff to better ourselves. But a lot of men aren't doing the same thing. And a lot of them are just very content and not doing anything. And they're probably not content. But sometimes I'm gonna give y'all the benefit of the doubt. Y'all don't know how. But without knowing how, you have to also be open. You can't not know how, but not be open to learn. A lot of them are just content of not learning anything or open-minded. We are open-minded.
I think that was my experience though. I was always doing personal development, professional development. I was always training. I was always learning and growing and developing.
And I was doing the same thing. And then, he thought we was that.
Because you was reading books. He was like, you reading books.
He thought I was your clone.
Because you're reading books.
I remember I was reading I had an audio book in the shower. And then he was like, who are you talking to? I said, I was just reading an audio book. You just like your mama. Sorry,
Wait, though, she said she started reading books. She started.
I did
stop. She thought it was something bad.
I did stop reading books after that. But that's besides the point. The point is, read a book. Stop going on Facebook. Just do something.
Well, I would say that, but what you said was very poignant, because I think that's what happened. And I can go back. And I remember when I wrote one of my books and I'm reading to the boys, because the boys, I'm like, you guys want to, this is when they were smaller. I was reading one of the books to the boys and I was reading my chapter and they were like, read another chapter. He was like, dang, like, you don't want to know nothing. Right? Like he was like, he knew how to spend that money. But in terms of like it being involved in that piece, or even
these comments is racking
even
up.
This part right here, when I'm gonna tell y'all something. When we were
Lord, what you
right, and so
separate
when we were going through the things, and so there were certain. I preach generational wealth, and I preach like everything I do is for my kids, and that's real. Everything I do is for my kids, and so there were certain things that I had that were set aside for my children, and he was like, I want it. It's mine, right? And I was like, it's for the kids, like. And then he was like, no, it ain't like we dying, and this is mine. And I was like, and so I was just like, I've been preaching this stuff for years. Like, weren't you listening?
That's what I'm talking about, open-minded.
It was like, wait a minute, you've been laying next to me for 30 years, and I've been preaching generational wealth, and
they want the benefit of being with you
for my children, and he was like, nope. I was like, so it was really confusing to me.
You carried them in your vagina.
Shut up. It was really confusing to me, because when we was on a ride, it was like, yeah, and I thought he was on a ride with me. And then when he got off the ride, it was like, yeah, nah, that's not what we doing.
Who's being shallow?
My own agenda.
Maybe your shallowness is the one blocking your love. Just something to think about.
This nigga been talking shit the whole night, so don't even highlight his
Am I being shallow?
No. Don't even highlight, because he said some other foul stuff on the top.
I'm willing to change. Let's do this.
I'm
dead.
But
at her age,
the man needs to have a vision and actively pursuing it. He may not necessarily have the money right now. You know what? You're right about that, Kanisha. You're right about that.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. You gotta have the ambition. You have to have that's what I'm saying. Like with courting and all that type of stuff, I can tell if you have ambition. I can tell, because not everybody got the money right now, of course. But you gotta want to.
Right, so we need to get Kevin Samuels back out the grave and do some straightening so he can get y'all together. Whatever.
First of all, Kevin also said that he don't believe that in the 50-50 he provide for his women. So what? What? You talking about Kevin? He also said that too. He don't believe in 50-50. He providing. So what? That man ain't good, but there's some things that he did say that was on point.
That part right there.
Okay.
Wait, they laughing. Wait, let's go. I don't even know what comments are we? We don't have.
No, they laughing at me, I think.
She said, "Sounds like you need to live in separate homes." That's
Who?
Tandem. I think Tandem talking shit too.
Sounds like you need to live in separate
Who's-
homes.
who's-
Us
Yeah.
or
Somebody said, "Was he heavy into church?" I'll tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this. When we talk about church, we had a meeting with our pastor,
I
and
forgot that thing. to say.
we had a meeting with our pastor, and the
Happiness is what I desire and to be wealthy. Good.
should I say this?
No. Depends on your lifestyle. What depends on your
What
lifestyle?
shouldn't I say?
Because some is
All right, let me say this.
I mean, you qualify.
What? Let me
for?
say
What do
this.
you
I
mean
will say this.
qualify
I'm
for?
gonna tell it. So when we separated, I bought him a house. I paid off his
He said,
car.
hey, you want love? Be more like your mama. Right. Be pimped out. Okay.
Everybody said I was getting pimped when I was married. They was like, ooh. And people used to be like, I want a nigga like you. But anyway,
Right, be like my mama, provide for a man. You want to?
so I bought him. So
Okay.
when he moved out, I bought him a house, paid off his car, paid him, gave him money every month. But and I remember we had a meeting with the pastor, and the pastor said to us, he said to him, a man, a husband, here's the role of a husband, and this is what a husband should be doing. And your wife should not be taking care of two households. Your wife should not be taking care of her household with your kids and your household. She should not have to do that. But then he turned around to me, he said, this is all your fault. He said, this is your fault. He said, you created this monster. You did this. So he said there's responsibility that was bore on both parts. He was like, she shouldn't be taking care of you, but this is you. You did this. You created this. And I, listen, I did. And so
I don't believe half the stuff that man said anyway.
huh?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I have my own ownership in how everything went, and this is not where this discussion was supposed to go at all.
Was it?
No, not
Oh,
about
okay.
me. But I do here. You know what? Let me check this out. So that brother that was doing that talking, it was very interesting because he was talking about men.
So if you done did something she dislikes or disapproves of, you would still expect her to be feminine and soft and speak to you in a respectful tone. But soon as she does something you dislike, I'm the man. You're not even paying the bills, brother. What does that mean? I'm the man. No, you're not. You can't take care of your children by yourself. No, you're not. You can't take care of your woman by yourself. No, you're not. And then you weak men have the audacity to say it's hard out here. It's not hard out here. You just need to stay in your lane. If a woman can take care of children in a home by herself without a man being there, I do believe a man should. But without a man being there, what is your excuse? You guys have become lazy. Completely lazy and conditional. And that's why wherever your hat lands is your home and you're a rolling stone, because you're not mentally, financially, emotionally, or spiritually stable. We have to let go of this conditioned love and conditioned providing when it comes to our women and go all in, because
So I that reminds me, long time ago, it was such a new concept to me. I was raised in church my whole life, but I remember Pastor Shields, a progressive, he said, and we were really small, he said, if a man did what he was supposed to do as a man, a woman didn't have no choice but to fall in line and play her part. But it takes a man to step into his role as a man. And too often men are saying, oh, she won't let me be a man and she won't do this and I can't be a man, because you can't blame a woman for you not stepping into your role as a man. You blaming the woman, that means you lack accountability. And that's not a man. And so I think that's the problem a lot of times is you guys talk about, oh, these women is out here and they in control and they want to be in control and they want to run and they want to control you. And it's like, no, if you took your rightful place as a man, period, your house is going to be in order. And you knew the proper roles, right? Because as a unit, your wife comes first. It's God, your wife, and then your kids, your family, and then like whatever extracurricular, your ministry or whatever that comes after that. But There are levels to this. Your spouse should be your number one outside of God. And so I think a lot of times we got the game fucked up, real shit. And where men are not doing what they're supposed to be doing as men to take their place as men, and that's a problem. but then they blame the women because they don't take accountability. Roddy said, let's
A
just
lot of people just want mothers. A lot of men just want mothers.
eliminate the
They're
headache, stay in
so
different
used-
houses, because when you live together, it's going to fall apart. You're going to get tired of each other.
You know what I
think
just
so?
thought about? Well, I just thought about, I feel like the reason why men are the way that they are, because most of them are raised by their mothers. But so
Black
they,
men or what? Are you talking about black men or men in general? Because I think
probably black men. Most like, I mean, the only experience I ever really had was black men. I
Right.
don't, I never dated outside of my race before. I'm open to it, but I haven't. So, so anyway, it's just like, I kind of don't blame them for their perspective on women, because the women in their life have been the providers. So that's what they're expecting as in dating, that's what it's supposed to be, but it's really not. So that's why like it's so clouded, like the whole perspective is so clouded, and they like really, fighting on that, because that's not what they see. That's not what they see growing up,
Yeah, you know what, you're right. And that's why for me, I was just so I'm so concerned about me having boys and me being the solo
They ain't gonna be
parent.
like that.
Well, me being a solo parent, all they have really, well, first of all, what they seen growing up, right? So they seen their mom being the provider, and then now it's just me, because really, to be honest with you, they don't have I'm the only parent. I'm the only provider. I'm the only one there every day in and day out. So, although their dad calls them and asks them about basketball, that's the extent of that conversation. They ain't nobody asking about grades. He's not financially supporting. It's none of that. None of it. Keep it real. So I'm basically the only provider. And so with that being said,
jail time. Jail. This is why I refuse to get married. I would rather just date the same woman for 20 years. Jail. In the penitentiary. Okay, go ahead.
Well, what will be the difference of you getting married and just dating the same woman for 20 years? Does that mean you could cheat? Like, what does that give you?
Right, it's stupid.
Yeah, does that give you permission to do other stuff? I don't know.
A lot of
but to the disadvantaged man, you have earning power over him. That is what I'm saying. Men think differently than women. Just saying, from being competitive, from place. I get that, because it's like, and I think also what I hear a lot of times when I talk to men, this is what they say. This is what men say to me. You intimidate a lot of men. You don't intimidate me, but you intimidate a lot of men because, you powerful and you got money and you this and that, but I can handle you. That's what they say. But the reality is,
I'll throw up in my mouth.
The reality is there might be some truth to that, right? Because men are, even if they say that they're not, they don't want you to make more money than them. I remember there was this guy. He asked me one day. He said, he was like, do you know, I forget the guy's name. And I say, yeah. He goes, yeah, he's a public speaker, and he's very profound. He's a very good speaker. But every time people bring his name up, they're always talking about his wife. Like his wife, that's his wife's car, and his wife's taking care of him. His wife, because I guess she's holding him down while he's trying to build his speaking business. And I said, okay. He said, I don't want to be him. Basically, he didn't want to have a woman that was taking care of him, or I don't even think, because he wasn't in that position to be taken care of, but that was kind of, making more than him, or that he felt was out of his reach, or I don't know. But men feel like that. Men feel like they don't want to have, they don't want to be in nobody's shadow. And it takes a special kind of man. That is one thing that I can say though about your dad, is he didn't have no problem with that. He like,
yeah, I wouldn't have no problem if somebody was, never mind.
No, I'm just saying, like, he didn't have a problem in allowing me to shine. I would
have no problem allowing you to shine.
He didn't have a problem allowing me to shine.
This is ours. Right. Allow you to shine. When people compliment you, he always talk about what it was. It was y'all that did that, not just you. So when did he, you know what? Let's read the next comment. Submission is cooperation. Okay. Somebody asked us a question up here. So what are your non-negotiables for y'all in a relationship?
Do you think it's something that should be discussed prior to getting in relationship? What happens if they don't stick to their word? Would you leave? I know it's a loaded question. Okay, so I don't necessarily have non-negotiables.
I do.
Okay, what are your non-negotiables? That's a good question. Thank you. You know what, Sean? That's my son. I love him. Go ahead. Sean, that's my baby. Go ahead.
My non-negotiables are honestly a lot of my non-negotiables have nothing to do with finances. It has everything to do with character. So like if you don't have a good relationship with your mom or your sister, I'm sorry, excuse me. Oh, I forgot. Women don't burp or fart, none of that. Yeah, no, whatever. Keyboard warriors.
If you don't have a good
keyboard
relationship
warriors,
with
come
your
at
mom
me.
or sister,
Come at me, keyboard warriors.
Kai, answer the damn question.
Anyway, if you don't got a good relationship with your mom and sister, that's not negotiable for me. But I also got to know the story, of course. If it's, but like, and yeah, non-negotiable, good relationship with mom and sister. Have to be open to trying new things. If you're not open and like you shoot down every single idea that I have, oh, let's go here, let's go there. If you gotta make excuses for even why you can't do it. It's like, cause like honestly, cause now you're blocking your blessings. I wouldn't mind, like I'm a good girl. I'll be like, okay, like if you don't got it, I can help. Let's go let's do something, or even I'll pay if I really want to do something, if I really like you. That's the thing. But it's just like if you're just gonna knock it out and like not go with it in the first place without even a resolution or trying to hear where I'm coming from, yeah, nah. So yeah, basically a good relationship with your mom and sister. You have to be open-minded, and you have to This sounds like I'm targeting a certain person, but you have, how do I say this without targeting them? Or
they ain't watching.
You have to be ambitious, and also not come with a resolution. So you can't let your mama take care of everything for you. You can't. Like I talked to a guy once, and he was like, he said he ghosted a girl because she got pregnant and got an abortion. And he was like, he ghosted her because he doesn't believe in abortions. He said that his mom can help take care of the baby if it.
Your brother said he having babies for me.
Like what? I'm gone. If you gotta have your mom, if your solution to your problems have your mama or somebody else come and save the day for you.
My turn. Non-negotiables for me. God damn it.
I'm long-winded, and
no,
you are too.
I know I am.
You are too.
So I would say just liars.
Liars,
cheaters. Listen, let me tell you something. Cheating for me, like when I was married, it was not even cheating for me was not a deal breaker when I was married, right? It doesn't mean I didn't give him permission to cheat, but I wouldn't that wasn't like I'm going to divorce you because you cheat, right? You cheated because you cheated. Now I'm not giving anybody permission to cheat. I'm not even saying that, but I'm just saying that wasn't a deal breaker. Like being a liar, not being accountable, and being liar, not accountable, and selfish.
Oh,
I hate selfish.
Oh.
So somebody who doesn't take responsibility for their actions, no. Somebody who's a liar, and then somebody who's very selfish. Those are three things. People be lying for no reason, and it's very unfortunate because I'm gonna tell you something. If I fuck with you, I fuck with you real heavy, and I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Yeah, defiant. Go
ahead. I'm gonna mess with you real heavy, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna tell you everything, and I'm gonna be transparent, and I'm gonna pour into you, and hopefully you pour into me. And if we're doing all of this engagement and you're lying to me, because I'm not gonna lie to you, but if we're doing all this engagement and you're lying to me, that sucks. That really sucks. So that lying thing, that could really just that'll kill it off for me. Yeah, that'll kill it off for me.
Set it off. And
what did somebody say? What did Kanisha say? Kanisha and Brian, they over there talking. No relationship should be all about you.
Somebody said, I'm not a roommate.
Me either. Ain't nobody trying to be no roommate. But I mean, listen,
Absolutely.
at this stage in the game, like I said, when I got a divorce, I swore off marriage, and I was like, I'm never going to get married again. And I was down with doing the whole, the whole life partner before God thing, because I'm telling you, going through that divorce was something that I don't wish on anybody. It wasn't the divorce, it was the process. And then when you get third parties involved, so if somebody's dating somebody else and they get involved and they start running stuff, that can definitely affect. And then the other thing is, if you get a lawyer involved, his lawyer was clearly
trying to get a check.
Yeah, his lawyer was clearly not looking out for him, because they were trying to make us pay.
Start talking about his lawyer now, though.
What I'm saying is when you get lawyers involved,
Yeah.
it just takes more money that is unnecessary. And so I swore off getting remarried, because I don't ever want to have to go through that again. It was like the worst thing, because they was treating me like I was Dr. Dre, like I was hiding money and shit. And it was like, no, I've never been married before. I mean, I've never been divorced before. For me, it was like, I've never been divorced. Look at my girlfriends who got money. They were like, girl, before you what you should have did is you should have did this, you should have did that. And I'm like, I don't, here's everything. You take this half and I'll take this half, and we'll go on our separate ways.
But when y'all first got married, he was broke too.
Yeah, so let's just take 50-50 and then let's go. But then, when the lawyers got involved and they start Googling who I was, they were like, oh, she got money and she's hiding. And then it became this whole rabbit hole, and it was just stupid.
Yeah,
So I don't want to do that again.
Somebody said, you seem like you are very mature, and men, grown boys, will get intimidated because they can't match your level of maturity, but a grown man will have no problem. Thank you. I think so too, honestly.
Thank you, Kanisha.
I think so too.
A real man shouldn't want a woman taking care of him.
Absolutely.
Modern women, what does Tandem say? Modern women are chasing and looking for the wrong things and living their lives. You want to make sure that you have the love and knowledge to sustain a long-term relationship for decades. I agree, Tandem. You're right about that. What did my aunt say?
But he's just more focused on the other.
Well, that gives him 100% legal rights to all of the assets and precludes her from access to any of them. I'm not a roommate.
Hi.
My non-negotiable is that the woman that I choose has to know that it's all about me. Nigga, shut the fuck up. Okay. Go girls. Go back. Okay. Tandem transplant. Modern men are making good choices. If you are looking for love, then you would protect and provide that which you love. That part right there. No relationship should be all about you. He's just trolling. Girl, he trolling. Long story short, ladies, you can't expect less from a man, but then want to be a man on your own terms. I don't want to be a man at all.
I do not.
And here's the thing.
But we have no other choice. That's what you're not understanding. We have no other choice. We don't want to do these things. I don't want to go to work.
I mean, I want to work. I like working.
Soft life. I mean, yeah, I want to work. Instagram. It's not Instagram, it's TikTok. But
TikTok
anyway,
has ruined these young people. No,
I mean, I don't mind working on the things that I love to do.
I love doing what I do.
But as far as just
what did I say? Go ahead. What did I say? Non-negotiable, respect, consideration, protection, provision.
Yup.
Okay, go to the next one.
Said agree to disagree. Ooh.
Rodney said, and let's be real, ain't no woman submitted to you unless you have money, and this is not that's not true.
That is so not true. Y'all been
have money, but look, I would love for my man to have more money than me. That would be awesome. But the reality is a lot of them aren't going to. And so does that mean that I don't submit to him because he doesn't?
So you as the man? With who? Who are we talking about?
Deal breaker, lying, cheating, stealing, disrespecting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just at a stage. I'd rather for a woman to have her own place because I might get tired of you and need my space. I'll holler at you next week. Bet. I think that you need an open line for callers to call in.
We did that before, but none of y'all called. So,
hey, you want to get on here, Tandem?
Malignant narcissist.
Oh, that is narcissist.
It's all about a submissive woman understand that she's in the presence of a man.
Narcissist.
So, narcissism. We all deal with them.
Okay, Kanisha, it's all about some. Okay.
I already put that on there.
So if you guys would like to,
no,
you don't want to do it today.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay, Kyoto.
We've been on for too long.
Kyoto want to,
and you got to call in like 40, 30 minutes.
I actually have the Net 7 collective call tonight in about 40 minutes.
Sprinkle.
But at the end of the day, this took a turn that I did not want it to take. But
what are you talking about? We was just talking about our perspective about relationships.
And I guess they come from your experience,
50,
right?
Exactly.
They come from your experience. I would do things differently. I wouldn't.
Most women are raising the children, which aren't boys. we have no other choice but to. But honestly, a lot of, I'm not even going to hold you. A lot of people who are starting to get born are boys. A lot of males are getting born. It's crazy. Everybody having boys.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
I listen. Being a mother is probably the best thing ever. It's
You
the,
got 3 of them.
I do.
boys.
I got 4 kids, but I got 3 boys. But it's like the best responsibility. And I never, I have an awesome dad. My mom is cool too, but my dad is dope. My dad is like the best. And so for me, it doesn't serve me to not have a present father for my kids. It doesn't serve me for my children to be at odds with their father at all. It doesn't serve me for them to be missing that element. And so that pains me that they don't have that present father. It really, really does, because I know how important it is. And I want the best for my kids more than I dislike what another person does. I love my kids and I want the best for them. And so I think that, one thing when you're looking at marriages and separation and divorce, a lot of times adults can't see past their anger or whatever and look at the betterment of the kids. And I would love for them to be able to call him, to depend on him. I would love for them to be able to call him and say, Dad, can you give me $20? I can give him $20 for something to eat, like, or pay pay something weekly or whatever.
So if you guys want to call in next time, y'all can. But
No,
but we're not going to do that today.
So what I'm
because you
saying-
are starting to name real life experiences instead of being broad.
Well, we've been
organic.
Yeah, it's probably too organic right now. So my bad. I'm not.
This is
saying
still
anything.
Black YouTube.
I love my kids, and I just want the best for them by any means necessary. Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
Thanks for sharing.
it helps somebody. Kanisha, thanks for sharing your story.
But
It sounds
there's
like you let them
somebody
learn
probably
a lot
in
of what they'll
here
never learn from their
screen
mistakes.
recording. So that's why.
You think I give a damn? You think I give a goddamn who? I mean, shit. Maybe if somebody's seen this, they will call their kids. All right, we're gonna go now.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm not talking about him seeing it.
I'm saying if they're screen recording, they tell him, well, maybe he'll call his kids. That's all I'm saying.
They should ask them if it's true.
Because didn't you call your daddy 5 times? Oh, this week?
See,
And
now we
All
are
right.
getting to
Anyway,
our
y'all,
business.
I love.
See, I hope he actually sees this though, because to know that I'm not the messy one.
I tried not to start off being a messy one,
No.
but then I got messy at the end.
I always be trying to be the bigger person. I'm an adult now. I'm more mature. I don't like petty stuff. I don't like petty arguments. But see, you're the one starting it.
I ain't starting nothing. What are you talking about? Oh my God. Oh,
So if you like to call in next week, tune in.
We're gonna
We
do
might
it
be
over.
do this every. I muted the mic on accident. Anyway, like I was saying, we're doing this every Wednesday. All jokes aside, it's all about a healthy relationship amongst men and women. That's the best thing you have said the entire night.
That's actually what it's all about, for real.
Man, okay? That's exactly, yes. All of this, we just need, with this Black men, please go to therapy.
Shit.
Please go to therapy.
Yeah.
And please don't get in a relationship. Please don't get in a relationship until you are fully healed and making more than $14 an hour. Okay, woo, let's go.
No, but real talk
just-
though. Hold on, real talk. The reason why I haven't been in a relationship is because I needed to heal first. And I was very intentional about my healing. Once, I divorced and moved. I knew that for me, I wasn't going to be able to give 100% to anybody because I wasn't in a space, because there were still those lingering things that were going on internally. So I've been doing the work. I've done the work.
I've been doing this.
I've been doing it. I've been on that. But I've been doing the healing. the work to heal. And so, because I want to, when I get with somebody, because God is about to send me somebody superly, uberly dope, I want to make sure that
Is it you?
that I'm totally ready. Now, am I going to be perfect? Absolutely not. Everybody's going to bring their baggage, but I've been intentional about doing my work. What about you?
I think for me, right now, you know, I've only been in one relationship my entire life. I mean, but I've talked to people, of course. But talking stage is different from being in a relationship. But anyway, I just think right now, even for my one relationship I've been in, I'm still healing, and I want to be.
Really? Y'all went together for like they've been broke up as long as we have.
Anyway, it was a year long. Okay, it was almost 2. Listen, when you really like somebody, it takes.
I asked you if you still like felt any kind of way about him.
No, would I go back to him? No, I don't feel any like wanting, like yearning feelings from him, but like certain things, certain triggers and stuff be happening. Like sometimes, like certain things I have to like heal from, but it's not deterring me from like dating or anything. Like it's not deterring me from like I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter about it. It's just I feel like I still have a lot to work on within myself before I even like allow somebody to come back in my space. Because my problem is I'm very codependent. Well, I'm independent at first. I think I'm so independent, but once I like really like somebody or in a relationship, I give my like all to them. And I saw someone on TikTok yesterday that blew my mind. Somebody said, if you allow yourself to get codependent on a person, on a relationship, you're actually abandoning yourself. And
I'm
like,
all these rules. I just want to be like, let it flow.
No, it's not
let it
even
be
a
natural.
rule thing.
It's like
It's
women
just
don't
like-
do this, men don't do this, and if we don't do this, and it's like I just want to be myself.
no, of course I like. It's just, but you still gotta like guard certain things of your heart. You can't let everybody.
Why can't people just be real and just be true and just like love you with your flaws and all? And yes, if I love you, like hella love you, love me for
Well,
that.
what if your flaws are toxic?
Well, no, I don't mean toxic flaws. I'm just saying, like, yeah, if I want to cater to you and I want to love you, I got to hold back on
No,
that
you ain't gotta
because
do all that. I'm just saying, like the whole abandoning yourself part. Just don't allow yourself to just abandon yourself. Is basically what I'm saying. Like, still have that to be addition, not
okay, yeah. Because
subtraction.
we can't get caught up in that, and we can forget about everything else.
Mhm.
Like if I had a dude I like, I wouldn't see y'all. I'd be out. I'd be like, what? DoorDash, y'all, leave me alone. No, just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, but I do understand what you're saying. Rodney talked about. He said, yeah, y'all have some potential, especially with the call in, but not ready for niggas that might call in. It's part of the game. Listen, Rodney, next Wednesday, bring it. I don't care.
Man.
Huh? And both y'all light-skinned black women niggas gonna be super chatting, sending y'all the back. We gonna get money? All right, bet. I ain't never had no man pay for me. Some of us really love hard. There is no limit to the heart. That's what I'm saying, my eye. That you just like, what do you do? Did he take the card? Speak for yourself, Rodney. That's color struck talk. Ooh. Brian, I agree. What? I already got kids. I don't need no more. So why should I marry?
Y'all think that the point of marriage is
You do that if it were me.
Y'all just be raising broken
marriage
homes.
is dead in America. God dang. You don't have no hope for marriage, brother?
No, they're just hurt from the crush that they had in 8th grade.
Hurt people. It's okay.
Yeah, most of the
You know
time,
what?
what happens?
You get a good woman. You know what? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you this, and I'm gonna let y'all go. My homeboy, I was talking to him the other day.
Heal from these people that y'all dated in 9th grade, please.
So my homeboy, I was talking to him the other day, and he was saying, we were talking about women, and I'm like, I got a lot of good friends, and my friends is cool, and they're single because ain't no good men. There's a lot of not good men. I don't want to paint everybody with a broad brush. And he said, let me ask you this. He said, you have a twin brother, an identical twin brother that's just like you, and say you have 20 friends, those good 20 single women. How many of them would you hook up with your brother who's just like you? Your good brother. And I was like, oh, shit. Because, we talk about it, women, we be like, we got these good girlfriends and, they don't have nobody. But then when you really look at it, you be like, nah, she's kind of materialistic. Nah, she's like, real elitist. Nah, she real rat. So then when you start really looking deep down, you're like, yeah, I don't know if there's any of them or not too many of them that I would actually hook up with somebody that I really, really, really love. So then then he's like, so how many of them are really that good? Like you were saying, there's all these good women, but would you hook up those good women with your brother that's just like you, that you love? And I was like, shit. So to be honest with you, because you have this pool, there's 5 women to every 1 man or something like that. So to be honest, men, yeah, you guys have 5 women to choose from, but you don't have 5 good women to choose from. So I feel like I'm a rare breed because number one, I'm a good ass woman. I love hard. I'm
Talk
dope.
your stuff.
It's real,
Okay.
and I'm different, right? So I'm not classist. I'm not elitist. I don't care about your money. I don't care about none of that stuff. I just want to add value in your life. That's who I am. That's what I want. And I'm independent, but I'm also I'm gonna submit to you, and I'm gonna serve you, and all that other stuff. So I'm a good catch. And so when they be like, oh, you new out here in these dating streets, and we've been out here forever, and we can't find nobody. Well, y'all ain't me. So I'm not worried about it. What about you?
Dang.
Anyway, we gonna let y'all go. I gotta get to my Net 7. By the way, the Net 7 Collective, if you are a Black woman and you want to become a millionaire, you want to have a 7-figure net worth, I am taking interviews for the Net 7 Collective, and this is where I help women increase their net worth by $1 million.
I've gotten more out of this than I ever anticipated. Just the direction, like I came in here with a siloed mindset, and just seeing the opportunities that are out there when you open your mind and you get out and you meet people and you talk to people and you network.
Everyone on the platform, I think that we're blessed, and I believe in timing, and I think that the timing for all of us is now. We're here for a purpose, for a reason, and it's no coincidence that we're all in the same cohort at the same time, learning and building off of each other.
So if you know a Black woman that is interested in growing her net worth, have them book with me, bookwithconstance.com, and I want to help you grow your money and not blow your money. You know what? I love you for real.
A lot of good ones get snatched up before they're 25. That's why it's important to teach children early who they are. I'm 24. I'm not snatched up yet. Please. Where's my man? If y'all got